What is up, James?
How you guys doing? The show's been great so far.
Well, thanks, man. You're looking good out there in Oklahoma. How's the weather treating you?
It was a little cool today, but not too bad. WeAreChangeOklahoma actually participated in the November 5th Ron Paul sign waving today, and we were on an overpass at a pedestrian bridge, holding up signs for Ron Paul, President 2012. And I think we counted the numbers up, just kind of an average of the cars that went by, and I think we reached anywhere from 15 to 20,000 people today.
And we had spoken earlier. You said you got a lot of support on the street, people honking their horns and really just showing love for the Ron Paul Revolution.
Absolutely, and I talked with some of the folks that were involved with the 2008 campaign, and they said that the response today was tenfold over what they got in the past. So Ron Paul's message of freedom is popular, and the message is getting out.
What are your thoughts on, obviously, he hasn't made any official announcements, but there's a lot of underground talk that he will run. How do you think it'll be different this time around?
Well, I think that we have to be realistic in the sense of what the possibilities are of actually getting elected. I think it's more about the message. There's a lot of people that owe their awakening to Ron Paul's message, and at a minimum, we're out there waking up minds. So that's, for me, that's the goal. I mean, we're change. We're always out in the streets, talking to people one at a time, handing out information, flyers, DVDs, and it's about education because we didn't vote ourselves into this situation, and we're not going to vote ourselves out. What good is it if we have these great candidates like we've had? I mean, look at the Liberty candidates that were up for election this year. If the people aren't aware that there's even a problem, how are we going to have any success? It's about education primarily. I think that's got to be our first effort.
Well, I think you're out there. You're making films now. You've got a new film that's going to be. Would you got a release date on that yet?
Yeah, we're shooting for early next year, no later than the anniversary of the Oklahoma City bombing. Yeah, the documentary is called A Noble Lie. This is based off of Plato's The Republic. It's a lie told by the elite to maintain social harmony or the position of that elite. We thought that was kind of fitting, considering the cover-up that was involved with the Oklahoma City bombing. A lot of the people that we have interviewed, they said this is going to be the last time that they're actually going to be on film. So this is the last chance I think we really have to pull all of these people's stories together in one format. If you want to,
when I went down to Oklahoma, my first time, and I met with Chris Emery, and he took me to, Oklahoma's Ground Zero, and walked me through the entire facility, and I was blown away at the wealth of information that has been withheld from the American people about that day. I mean, he took me through literally almost a minute-by-minute play of where every car was, where people were parked, where people were looking, specific players, and I think that the message of your film, your first film. This will be your first film.
Yes, this is going to be the first production for Free Mind Film.
And this is a message that's long overdue. And I remember hearing about the project a long time ago. I'm just excited for it. I'm excited for it, and just want to see it get done. It's long overdue.
Absolutely.
I think we have a trailer. Guys, when you're ready, maybe we could roll that trailer, or maybe a snip of that trailer, because I don't want to take all the time from James, but can we bring that up?
I see a thumbs up. I want to see the trailer.
All right, let's see if we can get that trailer rolling. This is A Noble Lie.
On April 19th, 1995, at 9:02 a.m., explosions tore through the Alfred P. Murrow building in downtown Oklahoma City, ripping through the consciousness of America. 169 people were left dead and hundreds more injured. The Oklahoma City bombing was the largest act of terrorism on American soil until 9/11. America had a new demon. We're now being told that this demon is emerging from its slumber. Since that day of horror, groundbreaking new information has come to light. So provocative, so explosive, that it threatens to shatter everything we thought we knew about the true nature of terrorism.
We'll pursue every lead and use every possible resource to bring the people responsible to justice.
James, thanks for bearing with us.
Not a problem, guys. I understand.
through these bumps. But
4091 callback.
okay, so we want to take a caller for James on the topic of the new film, or taking the temperature of the revolution that is brewing in Oklahoma.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is Steven. I'm calling from near Orlando, Florida. You know, what he had done was basically just told these Boy Scouts, as Americans growing up, it's your responsibility to familiarize yourself with the Bill of Rights, the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, and what our founding fathers stood for, because you're going to carry the torch as you become adults from this generation. Well, what they told him was that because he had done that, he had committed an act of terrorism and espionage, and if he continued to do so, they would have his head on a platter, and he was being reported to the CIA. He asked them, "Who are you with?" And they said, "DHS."
Well, he was just referring to the Department of Homeland Security. Apparently, there was some sort of eavesdropping infringement taking place with the Boy Scouts, or it was.
Pennsylvania, yeah, I think I read something about that. But, you know, I mean, there's constant incursions into our privacy. I'm never ceased to amazed at what the American people will tolerate. And again, I think it goes back to education. You know, if they don't know that there's a problem, you know, there's a difference. Mark Lerner said one time that there's a difference between a lifestyle and freedom. You know, people think that because they can go to whatever restaurant they want, or they can go to see what movie they want, that's freedom. See, that's not. That's a lifestyle. And we have to educate people about what freedom is.
Well, I think that you're doing a bang-up job of educating people. You've got your radio show, Radio Free Oklahoma. How can people...
It's actually, we changed the name now because we're going for a broader appeal. It's the Free Mind Report. You can check that out at freemindreport.com. We're on 19 a.m. and FM stations around the country through the Rule of Law Radio Network. Yeah, we really appreciate you know, the efforts from those guys.
We're getting a lot of questions here about the movie website, your film website. What is the film website?
You can find the trailer and the rest of the information there at anoblelie.com. That'll send you to the freemindfilms.com. Either one will take you there. The other thing was, you know, I was very happy that you and William were determined to cover some of the information that we've been trying to expose here in Oklahoma for over a year. You know, we basically have a FEMA camp, you know, not a couple miles from here. And it's just amazing. People, they call this conspiracy theory, but we've got the Oklahoma Department of Health on the record saying that if they were to quarantine people, they would use that building. We know that FEMA used that facility to house evacuees from Hurricane Gustav. I mean, all this stuff is on the record. There's no sign out front that says FEMA concentration camp. But, you know, you could see where this facility has already been used. They say that they will use it. I don't know what's conspiracy theory about that. I mean, when they're on the record saying they will do it.
You know, James, you bring up the film Enemy of the State. Here it is. It's recently released on DVD. And you're in the film, and you took William on the hunt to the facility. You know, I was on Alex Jones' show earlier today, and I was just remarking on the fact that, you know, because our first film, we couldn't afford to travel all over the country and cover these different locations, and because people purchase our films, we now had a budget to go ahead and expand our production, and that's why it's important to support filmmakers, you know, and to purchase films like Camp FEMA, Enemy of the State. CampFEMA.com is the website where you can get that, available now, and you know, you took him there. You know, you saw the turnstiles. I mean, that facility was a textbook to the letter facility. And you know, someone had emailed me, and they had extensively deconstructed the entire trailer that includes the footage, right? And he said, no. He's like, you know, it doesn't have double-line fence. And I said, okay. And he says, and by the way, there's a McDonald's outside of the fence line, and there's traffic driving by. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, so what? You don't think that FEMA camp guards are going to want to go to McDonald's? I mean, this is what?
McDonald's are everywhere.
It's like, yeah, it's like
they're probably going to be in the FEMA camp.
Yeah, there's going to be McDonald's in the FEMA camps. You know what I'm saying? So, like, just because it doesn't have double-line fence doesn't mean that it's not a FEMA camp. And James, you and I have had this discussion that all you got to do to harden the facility, You know, it doesn't take long. They can build it. They can construct a facility within 24 hours. So to
Absolutely.
add another line
it's
of
called
fence,
the Superdome.
yeah, you know, I mean, it doesn't
You
take
want to go
much.
to Amy, who's way in?
And what we have to do is look at history and how these types of facilities have been used in the past, even in other countries. And they don't typically build, you know, like a hardened facility. They use existing facilities for this dual-use purpose. And when you look at the Lucent building and its history, we know that would be, again, we know that's a location that they will use. And then you look at the outside and how quickly it would be converted to a secure area to house thousands of people, you know, and it's right next to train tracks. Actually, when William was in town doing the interview, we went out there to look at it, and typically the gates are shut, but the gate was stuck open, it looked like, and so we went in and we got all the footage on the inside. As we were leaving, the maintenance man was there repairing the broken gate. So it was a good stroke of luck there that we were able to get inside and get the footage that we did.
Yeah, and I really thank you guys for doing that. You know, risking yourself to go into a facility that has been used. James, what's next for you?
Well, we're going to continue working on the movie. We're in the editing phase now. We've pretty much wrapped up all of our shots. We have an excellent director of photography that's brought 22 years of experience to the project, and so the shots look like $1 million. We also have excellent writers and researchers. We have Holland Van and Nieuwenhof and Wendy Painting. They've just uncovered just amazing information about the Oklahoma City bombing that no one's heard of before. Chris Emery, as you mentioned earlier, the guy's just a walking encyclopedia of the Oklahoma City bombing. It's you know, he knows every minute detail of it. So when we put this team together, you know, I think that we're going to have a solid product here. So we're going to continue working on the editing. WeAreChangeOklahoma has been, you know, going very active. You know, like I said, we just did the street action today. We had Richard Gage here last week. So just staying involved in that and doing the radio show.
All right, James. Will you keep up the fight out there in Oklahoma?